Hi guys, it's Roo here from Prepared Camping, and today I'm going to show you how to make something similar to this awesome Swedish Army surplus alcohol stove from one of these. So let's begin. Now be aware, I'm just messing about here to be fair, but be aware, you know, at the end of the day this is a piece of metal that you're cutting, and it will have sharp jagged edges. So if you're worried about cutting yourself, it might be worth wearing gloves. Now, we could have spent ages making like little jigs and things. If we wanted to, we could go along here now and we could trim off all these tiny little bits that are fractions of a millimetre out. Yeah? Ooh. But it doesn't matter. Okay? So I'll just put that in the bin so that the boy don't stand on it. Now, if you remember from before, from the first one, our first line was roughly in line with where this printed point here is, where these words are. And you want to have a bit of an overlap between top and bottom. Now, I could go to the point of getting, like I said, the tape out and the marker pen and marking again, or I could just say, that green bit of paint, that's roughly about 1 centimetre bigger the whole way around. So, do you know what? I'll just roughly cut that. And if you're in a situation where you had to be doing this sort of stuff, any sort of urban environment, you're going to find lots of these sort of cans kicking about. I mean, crikey, human species is nothing if not wasteful. We leave rubbish everywhere. As you can see here, I've also cut the ends open that I've trimmed off the first couple of cans. And I mean, you could do all this from one can if you wanted, but you know, I've got plenty of spares. The base is the largest piece. Then the inner, which is from a separate cap here, will fit inside that, and then finally the burner cap is the smallest part, and that sits on the very top. Now, once you've cut these pieces out, you crimp the inner, and that makes it easier for aiding the wicking of the fuel. Like I say, I've not put any rope or anything in here, so you've got to do something like that. Then you cut a few slots around the base. That lets the fuel get from the reservoir into the gap between the inner and the outer walls. So you just place the inner into the base, and then the burner cap on top of that, and press it all together. Now, whilst these are good things to make if you had to in like an emergency situation or something like that, they're also pretty good for people that are backpacking, you know, or people that ain't got much money. I mean, an alcohol stove, it's relatively cheap, but it's still, what, 10 to 15 pounds? This is some waste cans. I mean, they're literally free, you know. I've drunk the beer that was in them, and you could just as easily make this out of, you know, soft drinks like, you know, Coke or lemonade or whatever, you know. So, you know, this is something that's fairly quick and easy to do. It works well. I've seen people try and say how you need to make some sort of pot stand afterwards out of expending metal and everything like that, but personally I'd just get 4 basic tent pegs, push them into the ground around it. Hey presto, there's your pot stand. Now that it's all assembled, like I say, I've seen some people use drills to do this, but you can just use the point of your scissors or a knife or a pin, a tack, anything, to just, you know, drill or push holes into the top to create your burner ring. And it's pretty simple to use. I mean, you know, you just pour some alcohol into the middle of it, put it somewhere safe and secure and solid, put a spark or a match to it, and there you go. Lights nice and easy, and that will quickly, you know, draw the alcohol up through the outer walls, and you're good to go. So hopefully you like this, guys, and you'll consider giving a thumbs up and maybe even subscribing to the channel. I'd love to hear any feedback, so leave that in the comments box below, or you can contact me on the other social media networks linked in the channel's about features. So cheers.